Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight's going to be a wet one. We're going to try bow scale tarn. Normally quite a busy tarn, but considering the weather, I think we might be the only ones up there. The only ones stupid enough to go out camping tonight. This is my first in a while, actually. It's been quite a while since I had some rain when I was setting off this bad. This one's a little bit worse because we've got a fair bit of wind as well. But I specifically chose bow scale tarn because it's quite covered. It's you can kind of pick and choose. If there's no one there, you can pick and choose where to go. And it's a short one, it's low, it's not too far up in the fells. And I've brought my sat nav because even though I know where I'm going, last time I went up bow scale, this thing started skitting out and didn't like the path. So I'm going to give it a go today. Right, must be something to do with this map. Can you hear it beeping? It knows where we are, but it doesn't like this area. So what I'm going to do is stop the navigation and bin that clear activity. Did this last time, hear it? Still trying to calculate the route, so I think I had to switch it off eventually. So let's just do that, and then you can switch it back on again and just use the map. Oh well, so it's probably an error in the map. It's been fine when I've used it on like Helm Crag and everything like that. So yeah, don't always trust in your technology, guys. Don't know if you can see much. You can see pretty much horizontal rain, and it's getting my mic wet, but hopefully we should be all right. And that's the weather we've got for tonight, and apparently it's going to be here all night. Stupid me was trying to find a case for my drone today. Then I looked at the weather and realised it's going to be a bad one. So I think this is just going to be a night in the tent. Not really any views or anything. Last time I was here, it was summertime. It was gorgeous. I was contemplating tomorrow going for a walk down the valley there in the morning. But if the weather's like this, I think we're just going to pack up and leave. Judging by the way the wind's going, we should be shaded from the wind at the tarn at least. Hopefully. Just starting to climb up a bit now. Not sure what you can see on the camera, I'm not even looking, but this weather's horrendous. If anyone's gone up high today, I think it would be quite bad. Not far off now, we're about three quarters of the way now, maybe a little bit further. I'm looking for a house on the right hand side here, which is almost opposite the tarn really. But the tarn sort of scoots round and then is down a dip, so you're kind of covered from all angles. This is why I'm hoping this one will be a bit more shaded. Well, I'm glad I wore full waterproofs. Got my waterproof pants on, and obviously waterproof jacket. I even got my waterproof cover on my waterproof bag, so hopefully it'll be waterproof. So that's the house, or the farmhouse down there. We're going to be pretty much opposite, so just on this next rise you sort of turn a bit left, and then that's when you start going up to the tarn. Start to climb now a little bit, but nothing's that steep on this walk. Just hear the wind picking up a little bit now. I think the rain makes it twice as bad. I'm just hoping my mic's waterproof enough to get through this bit. going the other way. That way I've got my back to the wind and it's fine. But when you're facing the wind, even when you've got a waterproof Gore-Tex jacket, this bit here lets rain in. There's a slight bit of respite. I think as we're getting closer to this hill, the wind's dying off a little bit. So hopefully when we get to the tarn, it'll just be no wind at all. Right on that section there where I've just walked, it's it's really exposed, and the wind just hit me like a train. Pushed me back a little bit. Thank God I've got this big backpack on. Sorry if the screen's all distorted with the rain. I'm fighting a losing battle with it. I did spray some like hydrophobic spray like you do for jackets on the lens just to see if that would work, but it's not working at all. I do believe there is a bit of hydrophobicness already on the lens. Oh, what was I saying about the wind and getting up close to the hill? Started picking up again. Can't even use a touchscreen on the camera, so I can't see if the framing's all right or not. Hopefully it is. Might have to fix something in post. Hopefully I've pointed this camera to myself enough in the last year that I've got it right. So this tarn, apparently people in the Victorian time used to come up here, obviously not wearing Gore-Tex, and probably more likely in summer. Wordsworth wrote about this place, saying there was a forever fish in there, some fish that just keeps on living. Whether they kept going up there and maybe sort of fables changed, and if you dip in the lake you can live forever, or drink the water, probably get quite ill if you drink this water from this town anyway, unfiltered. But saying that, in the Victorian times I don't think they had any clean water. This was probably ultra clean water for them if they were from sort of like Manchester way or something. Wind's just dropped now. That farm house is just down there, so not far now. Getting quite warm actually. It's cold before, but with this on and the Proton underneath, gilet and a t-shirt, certainly keeping me warm. Sheep don't seem too bothered about the wind and the rain. I suppose that's why wool is so good. These creatures are designed to be out in all these weathers. It doesn't look like it's cold at all. It's nicely shaded by this hill. Hopefully it's like that when we get to the tarn. I know it's going to open up as we get around here, but you can see the driving rain going that way. Just feel it picking up now, and just see where we're at now. Just coming up, and there's Bowscale Tarn. We've got half a mile to go, or 0.6 of a mile, half a mile. There we go. So it's still showing the distance, but we're certainly getting no navigation. Well, this wind's not letting up. It just is now, but you soon get a big breeze. I'd say it's probably 30 mile an hour, but with the rain added to it and the wind chill, it feels a bit more than that. Coming here, my cow is showing 7 degrees. So with this wind chill, I would say we're down to the zeros, maybe even more. Just had a big blast then. I took my rucksack bag thing off this side. I just managed to catch it. Trouble is, it's hitting sort of like that way. So just took the bag right off the bottom. I managed to just catch it in time. See if I can get it tucked under the back there. Hopefully we can get out of this wind. I don't fancy it for the night, but where needs must. Right, there's that farmhouse and that one next to it, and there's a bridge just down on the bottom. This is why a lot of people don't like these rucksack bags when it's windy. Pulled a lot of them off the mountains. I can feel it filling up already. I'm holding the bottom of it just so it doesn't go anywhere. Good thing is the breeze is keeping my back cool. Alright, I'll bring you back when I get around to this tarn a bit more. Just looking at this wind coming in and the way that the wind's going, looks like it's the worst angle for the tarn to be. All the camping spots are on this side. I think even with that hill there hiding it, there we go, that's my bag off, my thing off, but I've got hold of it. Just going to trust that the waterproofing of this bag holds out. Woo! This is certainly no wind for being on the top. I think even in the tarn it's going to be questionable. But what I'll do is I'll get up there and sit down and ponder whether this is a good idea or not. Certainly some extreme weather for such a place low down. It is. This reminds me of when my tent failed, my Terra Nova, except you can add the rain into it. We're going to have to keep our wits about us tonight if I'm stopping over. But at this moment, it's questionable. This week might be a short video. Don't think. Looking at that wind going sideways like that, I'm not too sure how shaded this camp's going to be. It's coming from all directions as it's hitting the side of the fell. So it must be gusting at 40, 45. This might be a sleepless night if I decide to stop here as well. But we're going to get up there. MWIS, Mountain Weather Information Service, said it was going to be blustery 30 mile an hour wind, and that was at 750 metres. I'm nowhere near that, and I think we've got that already. There's me. It is actually attached. Oh, there you see, it's actually attached to me, but I've got hold of it because I don't think it's going to go back on in this wind. We haven't got far to go, so I think the weatherproofing on this bag will hold out until we get there. And if we don't decide to go up there, who cares if it gets wet? Right, we're nearly there. We're just on a little grassy bank. It's a steep section. There's a little path you can take off to your left, but I'm going to go round because I think the only thing, if we don't get shaded from this weather, I find it hard to walk up the hill as well. If you don't get shaded from this weather, it's going to be horrendous. Also need to check the weather forecast as well, because if it's going to get any worse than this, definitely don't want to be spending overnight. This wind, literally within the space of 5 seconds, was a headwind, a tailwind, and a side wind. At this point here, I'm shaded, but looking at the rain all around me, I don't know if you can see it, but it's not just sideways, it's just buffeting. It's sideways and then down and up and everywhere. This is one lesson, always be ready to turn back. I'm almost ready now, but I want to get up there, see what the conditions are like. At the moment, it's not looking good. See, that's 40, 45, 50 even. I'm finding it hard to walk with an extra 12, 13 kilos on board. Possibly even more. Yeah, not brilliant. But you can almost see where the wind's going to hit as you're walking along. That little dip there, I think it's going to get strong. Because you can just see the rain coming down. Right, so I don't know what's happening with these recordings, but I've lost my sat nav. It blew off. I usually put it on this hook on the side, and one of them winds, it's just took it, and I had to hold myself so tight that I'm not sure. Maybe look back on the video or something, see if I can see it, and if I do get pitched. But looking at that wind there, I don't think we're going to get pitched on this tarn at all. It looks open and horrendous, to be honest. Oh dear. Right, it's nicely shaded here, but again, I mean, you could probably camp there, but the only spots are where it looks like where the river goes, and with the amount of rain, I don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night in the middle of a river. Right, let's have a look around this corner, and this will be where all the answers, all the questions are answered. The wind's already starting to pick up now. Look at that, guys. This was going to be the nice shaded tarn that I was going to camp on. Look at that. Look at that wind drift. Whew. Look at that coming towards us. This is just asking for trouble. This wind is 50, gusts at 50 mile an hour, I think. Oh. It's not looking likely. Well, oh. The wind dies down, but then it gusts up. This is certainly a heavier wind than when my tent blew open. Now, yes, I could probably survive, but I want to do more than survive. I want to make a video. I'm just walking to the far end of this, where I know there's another pitch. At the foot of the hill. It's our last chance to see if we can get pitched anywhere. But there's loads of places on this side when the weather's nice. See that? That's the type of gust. One, takes you off your feet, and two, rips your tent. It just seems to be getting worse and worse the further we go this way. The wind's just ripping down the mountain, not shaded at all. Oh. And then it calms down for a second. Whew. And that is how I lost my sat nav, and also why this thing ripped off. God. It's like hailstone. Right, I'm gonna tighten up, back down the hatches, and we're gonna call this a failed wild camp. We got here, but there's no chance. Here is the last option, just below the fell, but I can see that weather just coming straight down and hitting, so you can predict when the gusts are coming. Look at that coming down, falling down. Oh, and to think I was going to bring the drone. It's like a parachute. Right, so where I'm at here is probably about the most shaded bit. You can see the other side there. Look at that coming down. That's it, guys. It's a path that goes up, straight up there. Imagine going up there in this weather. It's certainly asking for trouble. Yeah, even here. There we go. It just comes round, and then that there is just the wind, the water pulling up. I had to quickly turn around and look at my bag then and just make sure it hadn't gone anywhere. Unlimited anti-gravity 65, holding out most of the weather, I think. Right, sorry, I'd love to stop, but this weather is not good. There's no phone signal here, so if I do get into trouble, I'd have to use the satellite, and I'm not doing that. I need to go back down and find my sat nav as well, and it's going to get dark in about an hour, so I'm going to get on. Well, it just shows you can't always beat them. I'm not putting myself at risk. Not when it's like this. If it gets worse like this, if it gets worse than this at night, game over. It's all fun and games until someone loses a tent. Look at that. It's almost like dropping, and then it blows the wind, the water up. Look at that coming in. Woo! That is definitely yeah, look on the bright side, I'm not staying here. It's not over. I'm still going to be looking on the way down when it wasn't windy if there's a potential camping place, a sneaky place I could get, but there's no way I'm staying here. Look at that coming in. That's going to hit us now. There we go. That wind was a headwind, so it's behind me now, but it goes round the back side of this fell and then goes that way. So this wind's actually coming from a different angle. Look at that. Let's stay for one more round. Shouldn't be too long. Oh, sorry I can't see. Here we go. Here's a cloud coming down as well. So I don't think... There goes another bit. Oh, whips across your face like nothing. Right, just going to be a little bit careful on this section. Just try and keep an eye on this wind. When it's behind you, you can't see it coming. Here it is. Look at this coming in. Oh, get ready. I'm having to stabilise myself. Here's another one coming in. Right. Look at that weather. Crazy. Crazy. Don't think there's any forever fish in there. Oh. Right, note to self, Bowscale tarn is not a low shaded tarn at all. It's low down, but it's not shaded. Oh. The rain's coming back up the mountain now. It was going down when I was coming here. Now it's going back up. All that rain was going the other way, and now it's turned around and come back. Look at this phenomenon. The rain is coming up here and also going that way. So we've got rain pretty much coming up, meeting right here in the middle. And where I'm stood, there's no wind. So it's like I'm in a sort of one of these weather fronts. But you can actually physically see it. I hope you can. Let's move slightly this way now. So the rain is coming up here. Rain's coming up here and here. And hitting right there. And it's right where this little level place is. Have we found our little escape? You know what? I am not going to risk it because the weather here when I was coming up was pushing down here really bad. So if it does change, I think it is because we're on this little weather front. Yeah, the wind's starting to pick up now as it's pushing this way a little bit. So this bit's not pushing as hard as this way, and it's kind of meeting in the middle. In fact, when you look up, you can see wind going that way and that way. That's crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Right, let's get down. Yeah, we're right in the middle of I don't know what, but some weather window. So we're gonna make hay and look for this sat nav. Hopefully it's literally just clipped off my belt, and I'm gonna have to think of a better way to... There we go, there's the wind, there's the weather coming in now. The beauty of it is my back's going to be to the most of it now, so down we go. Right, keeping an eye out for this. I've got an idea where it might be, certainly further down than here. But the trouble is with it being green and brown, I'm hoping it's close by. Low light settling in. It's actually cleared now. It's a little bit. And that was like 3 minutes. It came and it went. That's Carrick Fell up there on the top of there, which I've stopped at. There's a fort on the top of that fell. In fact, I think Carrick Summit, yeah, is there. Looks a lot longer this way. Right, keep an eye out for this sat nav. I'm using this as eyes as well, just in case I miss it. Come on, sat nav. Just going to walk a little bit slower now. I know I've got time. Good thing is we're down, we're safe now. Even though we're still in bad weather, we're on this relatively level path. I'm trying to think when the gusts were and where I was stood. I hope I find it. Oh! Right, what's the screen like? Are we okay? I think it's turned itself off. Come on, Garmin. Yes. I think we're good. Look at that. It even knows where we are. Let's just mark this point. Right. Right, let's get off this fell. I'm going to keep hold of this. I'm not going to clip it to there. In fact, I can actually clip it. That's not going anywhere, and that's where it's staying now. I'm not clipping it on there in bad weather again, because that's bad to lose one of these. Right, I'm glad I went up there. I'm glad I seen what the weather was like, and I'm glad I turned around. Still blowing up there. We were just up about there before. You're seeing the weather going in. The rain's calmed down a bit, but the wind's still blowing. Right, this is a lesson for me and other people, especially if you come here on holiday. These places, Bowscale Tarn, all these places here, they're not going anywhere. If you come out in the mountains and you want to get up somewhere and the weather gets in, you feel uneasy, doesn't matter how prepared you are, the weather can change like that in the mountains. And this is one of the times where you should think, I'm coming back again another time. You know, it's all right coming out in the rain, but it's the wind that can really catch you. And it's the wind that's probably the worst out there. It knocks you off your feet. It knocks you off the path. I mean, nice and safe here. It's lovely. But then if I get knocked down there, I could easily hurt myself. So take the decision and make it early as well. Don't go up like what I did and then pitch the tent. I mean, I didn't pitch the tent, but you know, if you go up and pitch the tent and then 2 hours later you're in an emergency because the tent's collapsed on you, it's all tangled up around you, you're in your sleeping bag, it's the last thing I want. Like I say, I've got all the kit, but all the kit doesn't make it bomb proof. Probably would have been alright, but I don't want to be probably. I was just about to say the wind's calming down, and then that happened. I mean, it was exciting, wasn't it? Up at the tarn, watching that wind coming in, but I don't think it'd be exciting if I was in a tent collapsing on me. Now I've got the Hilleberg red label, and to be honest, I think it would have been all right, but I'm definitely next year or next season I'm going to get the Hilleberg black label. Never thought I'd say that, purely because the weather gets up, and I think the red label's great, it's all good, but for stuff like this, if I'm wanting to get videos out, or if I'm just wanting to go out and camp, it'll save me turning round. I think the black label would have been pretty solid in that weather. There's a few people saying about getting black label poles for the red label tent. Yeah, it is good, but the black label tent is different again. It's got thicker thicker nylon curl-on, as they call it. And it's even down here, the weather's picking up. And I'm like literally like 50, 60 meters high from where I was starting. Look, right near the end here. And look at that wind. That's nearly as bad as it was. Well, not as bad, but if it had been like this, I probably would have camped. But it was just too horrendous. Look at it, you can see it up there, where it's all clustering together. But look, this is nothing compared to what it was like up there. But you can see off the grass how windy it is. Across the beck. The good thing is, testament to the Arc'teryx Alpha jacket and the Alpha pants. They're waterproof. I'm dry inside. Every now and again I feel the wind pushing against it and I can feel cold, but it's not. It's just I mean, there's a bloody great big zip down the side of these. The zips on the front, and I've had jackets before with zips. In fact, I had an iPhone in my pocket before they were waterproof, and it zipped up, and yeah, it broke. That was no good, was it? Look, you can just see the top of Carrick Hill. You can kind of just see the fort at the top there. That's where we've came down. I suppose I could have fought onto Lingy Hut. There'd be no one in the hut. But that's like up and over the tops of the fells. And if I was struggling to walk then, I mean, look at that clearing now. But if you look ahead to the left, look at that wind coming in. It's not a night to be spending on the fells. There's all little screes all the way across, mottled across. And it gets steeper and steeper as you get into all the mines over there. There's a lot of mining going on up this valley back in the day. Again, a subtle reminder, the winds are still here. It just literally took me off my feet. It sort of starts to calm down and then you get a big blast of wind. It's a hell of a gust. It's still windy here. It's actually windier now than it was when I was setting off. Apart from it's the rain's calmed down a little bit. I've got a nice level walk now, and then it drops down. That was the wind catching that then. Every time I think, oh, it should be all right, the wind just comes along and just tells me not to. Right, well, time to say goodbye. That has been one unsuccessful wild camp. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.